Prices are down, but activity is already up. And I'm sorry, guys, I lost my voice. After 5 days, this is the best it's been. But I wanted to show you our prices took a pretty heavy hit over the last month for the 7 county Denver metro area. Our average price was down to 667 and our median was in the 575 range. Our months of supply down to touch. But look at this. Pendings went up. Pendings was almost as much as we had in June, more than July, more than August. Guys, that never happens. In the last couple months, I've been talking about I'm not sure how quick it's going to pick up because of the election and the uncertainty there and things like that. But with the rates going down, as soon as those rates get down into the fives, we should see some activity. Well, rates got down into the fives. The Fed did a rate cut. They're already pricing in some more rate cuts. All those buyers that have been sitting on the fence are finally deciding, you know what? Maybe I'm going to go out there and go do something right now because all the agents are saying, buyers, you have leverage. And here's what shows that is 10,000 available listings in September. People are listening. People are getting off the fence. Buyers are getting back out there. I personally had a couple sellers where things were sitting around a little bit and they both went under contract on the same day. And I was letting my sellers know the Mortgage Bankers Association is saying there's more loan applications. Everybody's talking about the rate cuts. I think that activity is going to come back. Let's just get it through early October and see how things go. And sure enough, both those properties went under contract and the buyers are back out in the market. Not a ton, but more people than we've had and more activity than we've had for the last couple months. And that shows in the pendings. So we've had more pendings in September than we did in July, than we did in August. And pendings are active buyers out getting things under contract, making offers, buying homes. Closings were in the toilet. You know why? Because August pendings were in the toilet. The buyers that got under contract in August, 3,568 of them, 3,220 of those actually closed in September. Activity going down this time of year is pretty typical, but with the pendings being up so much, and I know y'all are like, Stacie, we get it. Stop talking about the pendings. Okay, that means buyers are out buying. For a lot of sellers, they were freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, the bottom of the market fell out. I'm like, a lot of this is seasonal. Some of it's going to be election and just uncertainty of things. But with those rates coming down, everyone's been talking about things are going to start picking up here, guys. I think they're going to get quiet a little bit for October, November. But honestly, a week or two past the election, man, and the Fed's planning another rate cut for November. Now, a lot of the lenders are already pricing in that upcoming rate cut because the lenders know this stuff is likely coming. And so they're going to price their products aggressively and competitively because there's not a ton of business out in the market. I got 2 calls just today from buyers that I got under contract in the last 12 to 24 months. One of them said, hey, I'm doing a refi. It's going to save me $1,000 a month. The other one said, hey, I'm thinking about doing a refi. Should I really call my lender and talk about this? And I'm like, yes, you should, because look at your savings, look at your payback. And even if the rates continue to drop, if your payback on what you're saving in your monthly payment is 2, 3, 4 months, okay, 4 months can go by, the rates can go down, and you can refi again and still end up ahead. You have to run the numbers, talk to your lender about that. But I think the refi business is definitely picking up with those rates dropping to the lowest that they've been in a couple of years now. I'm telling all my buyers, anybody that has bought in the last couple of years that has rates in the high 5s, 6s, 7s, go talk to your preferred lender or whoever's servicing your loan. Or if you need recommendations here in Colorado, let me know, because you could have some serious savings on your monthly payment. And the fact that you were willing to get into the market when a lot of other people weren't comfortable means you probably got a little bit better buy. And even though that payment is hurt, you get to keep that purchase price. You get to bank it on the refi side. We were expecting it sooner. It's finally here. Definitely reach out to your lender about that and see if there's some savings there for you. Another thing that's unusual is we've had almost perfectly flat new listings month by month for the last 3 months. And I know you're like, okay, cool. Why does that matter? July, August, September is not usually when a lot of people list their home for sale. Normally we have decreasing inventory as you get later in the year, but more sellers were willing to sell in August and September compared to July. And I think a lot of it is because of those rates, because those homeowners are like, you know what, now that the rates are good, I'm going to go buy something else, uptick in the pendings, and sell my place. More new listings than expected because they've had those golden handcuffs back since 2022. Now that the rate difference on the new place is not as painful, it's worth it to make the move. That should open up some inventory as well. I want to give you the big picture on this because normally we get a little bit of an uptick in new listings later in the summer around August, and then we get a little bit of an uptick in pendings in October. And ignore 2020 because this is a hot mess. Back here to my pattern recognizable market that I'm always talking about in 2015, 16, 17, 18, right? You can see a little bit of that uptick in activity as far as more buyers getting out there in October. And those are your Q3 buyers, your opportunistic buyers. But rarely do we see that much of an uptick in pending listings, nonetheless in September. So things are picking up quicker. And once we get past the election craziness, I think they're going to continue to pick up quicker now that we've had that rate adjustment. We've had all this pent up demand. We have homeowners that are willing to go buy something else and sell what they have now that they can buy something else affordably. There's a lot of indicators that there's going to be a lot of stuff picking up. Now, my crystal ball is fuzzy because these are forward projections. I can't tell the future. If I could, I would be a lot richer than I am. But looking at the patterns and looking at the data and looking at the buyer activity and your leading indicators of how many mortgage applications are being made, how many refi applications are being made, all of these kinds of things, it shows that activity. Like I said, it will get quiet a couple weeks before the election, during the election, but after that, and everybody realizes the world didn't blow up. I still have to pay rent or I still have to pay a mortgage. I think I'm ready to go move and go do something. And when everyone does it at the same time, they're going to suck up our available supply because we're still at a housing shortage. But right now, as I've mentioned, we have more available inventory in our Denver market than we have had in a very long time. Okay. More than 10,000 homes. And the last time we hit over that, 2013, and in 2012. Take advantage of the opportunity. Buyers, you still have some leverage for the houses that have been sitting on the market a little while because there's still a lot of sellers that are kind of freaking out because their house has been sitting around for those houses that have been sitting on 2, 3, 4 months. The buyers are getting pickier, pretty normal this time of year when there's more options, right? And the traffic is down. Not that many people are out, but pendings are up, which is kind of backwards. Normally, I would expect the shows per listing to go up a little bit when your pendings go up. But it means a lot of the people that were looking the month before were finally making the purchase decision when the right thing came along. Days in MLS, average, we're at 39. That's not bad. That's a little over a month. Median, we're a little less than that. I think about 25. 3 to 4 weeks. It's not unusual to have some properties on the market for, I've seen a lot in the 80, 90-day range, 2 to 3 month range. But like I said, I've also had personal experience with my sellers that have been on that long just because of the condition of the market, the timing, and property individual specifics that also got under contract. One of those had only had 4 different buyers through the house, and the 4th buyer decided to purchase it. The 3 other buyers did second showings as well. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with your place. It just means the market has to do what the market does. The buyer demand has to come back. The supply is there. What is priced right, in good condition, and presents well and promoted well will be the first to sell. Take advantage of the supply that's out there. Talk to your lenders about refining. Buyers, talk to your lenders about doing temporary buy downs. If you want some affordability to help you in the short term, you can still do 2-1 buy downs or 1-0 buy downs. It might help you. And you don't lose that if you go to do a refi. A lot of that temp buy down money that's paid in advance can go towards your principal balance if you choose to refi. So it's kind of a best of both worlds scenario. What are your thoughts on this? Are you seeing this where you're at? Are you in the Denver metro and you're like, nah, that sign on the house around the corner has been there for like 6 months and it's not going anywhere? What are your thoughts? I love to hear them. Feel free to leave them down below. If you have questions or if you want to make a game plan to buy or game plan to sell to try to use this information to your advantage, I do have appointment time slots down below, my Calendly link. I want to make it easy for us to chat and make a game plan for you. Hopefully that was helpful. Thanks so much for the time, and you have a great day.